In June 1950, Korea was plunged into a devastating war that claimed around 4 million lives, often portrayed as a simple struggle between North Korean aggression and South Korean defense. The Korean War was far more complex, a proxy war ignited by Cold War politics, superpower agendas, and decades of foreign domination. Korea had just emerged from brutal Japanese colonial rule, when the United States and Soviet Union arbitrarily divided the peninsula. At the 38th parallel in 1945, what was meant to be temporary occupation quickly hardened into two rival regimes. Neither chosen by the Korean people. The North, under Kim Il-sung, was backed by Stalin and later Mao. The South, led by Syngman Rhee, staunch anti-communist with a violent authoritarian streak, was propped up by the United States. When the North invaded, it was a calculated move to reunify Korea, but also a reaction to internal tensions and a South Korean government that was already suppressing dissent and killing suspected opponents. Western powers, especially the United States, framed the war as a fight for freedom. Using it to justify massive military escalation across Asia, General MacArthur's dramatic Incheon landing turned the tide, but also escalated the war. When United Nations forces pushed into the north, China intervened with overwhelming force, dragging the conflict into a deadly stalemate. Civilians suffered the most, millions displaced, cities reduced to rubble, massacres committed on both sides, and atrocities buried under nationalist myths. Despite a ceasefire in 1953, no peace treaty was ever signed. The war never officially ended. The peninsula remains divided, heavily militarized, and haunted by a conflict shaped not by Korean voices, but by global powers who use the country as a Cold War chessboard. The Korean War is called the Forgotten War, not because it lacked importance, but because it reveals truths many prefer to forget: that freedom and tyranny were not always clear cut, that both sides committed crimes, and that the people of Korea paid the ultimate price for a war they did not start.